Phoenix National Business Group. And we're being very professional today. As you can see, I'm speaking to you in a very professional manner. And you're going to love the program today because Oscar isn't here. Oh, wait, there he
Here
is.
I am.
Oh, you're here.
There goes the neighborhood. I'm
There
here.
goes. I have to put the professionalism is out the door, man. Okay,
The viewers
so
just dropped to half.
it did, right? I was trying to be professional. Y'all saw, we're trying to be professional. Not
People
like
would
the
say,
debate last night.
people like, I'd rather watch the debate again.
I doubt that. I doubt that. That was mental. That was a mental breakdown last night. And I know most of us feel the same way because it was just hard to watch. I mean, it wasn't even, was it a debate?
I was waiting for them to start wrestling, actually.
I mean, yeah, for real.
What did we say? It was going to be one of those the playground fights.
I think watching kids fight argue in kindergarten would have been better to watch. For real.
They probably would have had better points as well.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it would probably been better as well.
Quote Jack Nicholson, I'd rather stick needles in my eyes.
You play a good Jack Nicholson, man. For sure. You should have taken up acting. You should have taken up acting for real.
Well,
yeah.
I'm trying to act professional now. How's that going? Okay.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about Mona because that's why we're here today. But that's a much better subject to talk about. And so Mona is a coach, as a life coach, and she uses the ULA. Did I pronounce that right? ULA.
Yep. ULA,
system.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we're very excited to talk about her business and what she's doing in her business. Welcome to Focus on You, Mona.
Thank you. Well, I mean, I don't have to pay to go to a comedy show anymore. I can just come on with you guys and I'll get my laughs in, you know?
Don't encourage him. This is not good.
We're funny looking? What?
This is not good.
I'm just predicting the unpredictable throughout these, next few minutes talking to you guys.
We'll be quiet.
It's gonna, spruce up the conversation. But yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to, introduce myself, introduce what I do, and hopefully, share the word of ULA. It kind of started with two guys that decided to change the world with one word. And that word is ULA. And ULA comes from the French word ooh la la, where you basically are living a life of awesomeness. And the reason why I was so attracted towards that, that their system as such, was because I felt it kind of helped me organize my life in a different way. I've worked with probably 2 or 3 life coaches myself because I felt like, I'm stuck, I'm overwhelmed, I need to move forward, and I need help. I need somebody to keep me accountable. I need somebody to help me set goals and then push me towards reaching those goals. But with working with these coaches, it was like, there was everything. It wasn't like, oh, wait, where am I in different aspects in my life? It was just life. Let's just handle your life. So I was super attracted to ULA because they divide life as such into 7 different areas. And then what you do is you find out which areas are your strong areas, which areas are your weaker areas. And then obviously, for most of us, it's the weaker areas that we want to focus on. So they call this the 7 F's of ULA. And you start off with your fitness, you move on to your finances, then comes your family, then comes your field, which is basically your career, then comes your faith, which is very important to these guys. Then comes your friends, and then comes your fun. So those are the 7 F's of ULA. And for me to kind of break it up into these 7 areas and to say, hey, you know what? I don't actually have to focus so much on my health or my fitness, because I'm actually okay there. Or, I don't have to focus so much on my family because I feel I have a balanced family life, but I need more to focus on my field, as in my career, and my faith, in the sense of what does faith mean to me. So from there, it gave me an idea on where I should focus my time, where I could really focus and set goals towards achieving something that would create more balance in my own life. So that's why, like, this program, it attracted me, because it helped me divide that elephant into smaller pieces, Philip. Right? So Philip shared with me, his philosophy the other day, where, how do you eat an elephant? And it's basically, one bite at a time. Whereas with ULA, I'm like, okay, so today I'm going to focus on the ribs, and then tomorrow I'm going to focus on. So it really helps me divide it into different pieces and where I actually need to focus. So that's why I was very attracted to this model of coaching. So
That's a very strong model. I mean, I think it really covers every aspect of what we need to live, right? So, where do you usually start when you have a client?
So we always start with really figuring out, where are you at the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where are your strong points? Where are your weak points? So when working with a client, it's like, you come to a new city and you need to go somewhere, but you don't know how to get there. So what do? You bring out your phone, right? You put in the GPS, and I don't know if you've noticed, but there's this blue dot blinking that is saying, this is where you are. This
Mm-hmm.
is where you are, and this is where you're going to go. So before we can actually do anything, we need to figure out, where are you? And what they have developed is something called the ULA wheel, where you
Yes.
can go onto their webpage, which is just ula.com, or Google the ULA wheel, and it will take you to the page. And it
Mm-hmm.
has 7 different questions within each of the 7 areas. So they're very fond of the number 7 as well, which is also one of my
Right.
favorite numbers. um,
ULA wheel.
yeah, the ULA wheel, yeah. And it asks you 7 questions, and you answer them, and then you'll find out. So, like, a wheel is supposed to be round, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you
Mm-hmm.
might find that, like I found in my situation, that my faith was a little bit, lower than my fitness, and my family was a bit higher than my field. So
Mm-hmm.
my wheel wasn't turning right. Like, I was kind of, it was more like a broken wheel, like, made out of rock, like the first wheels or something. It just didn't roll right. And to drive a car, to drive a bicycle, you need to have a wheel that is balanced and round to be able to drive it. And that's the philosophy on how we want to go through life. We want to roll through life smoothly, without, being scared that our wheel is going to break, or that we're going to hit a bump, and that bump is actually the imbalance in our own wheel.
Wow.
So yeah, so through going through, and I think the most important is because,
Yeah, I see that. I see that as sometimes. No, I see that as something where I remember someone used an analogy once about life hitting you in the curves, right? So sometimes we expect, when we plan life, this was a diagram, right? The diagram was, when we plan life, we plan it in a straight line.
Mhm.
And we're like, oh man, this is gonna work, this is gonna work, and no, we're gonna have no problems. Right. Exactly. Slam dunk,
Oh yeah,
three-pointer, we're good. But then life happens,
it
and there's like
does.
a whole bunch of twists and turns and unexpected drops. It's like, and in order for you to reach your goal, you really have to navigate around all of these different turns.
You do. And I think nowadays as well, I think we actually don't even do that. We don't even set that goal. We don't even say that, we don't dare to say that, hey, I have a loving husband, I have a house, I have 2 beautiful kids, I have 2 cars, I have this, I have that, but I am not happy. Like, we don't even dare to say that, because as far as society is concerned, that's what we should strive for, right? But that doesn't fulfill me. That doesn't, like, I'm one of those. Like, if you asked me a few weeks ago, like, what does your office look like in the job that you have? And I'm like, it looks like a VW bus with 4 wheels and an engine that's probably going to break down, because, I'm on the road. My office is my car. Right. And if my car can be a VW bus, and I can travel across Europe, I can travel across Australia, I can travel across America, like, that would be my dream. I don't want brick and mortar. I want experiences. I want to, that's what makes me happy. That's what, enlightens me. And so yeah, going back to what you said, like, I think a lot of us, we don't even take time to sit down and say, what is it that I really want with my life, and how am I going to get there? Like, we just get stuck in our own life as such, and we don't set the goal to make things better. So I think that's why it's so important to go through the ULA wheel and to answer these questions, and to answer them truthfully. I mean, the internet is full of these questionnaires of this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. And, how are you in your life? And where are you in your life? And so on and so forth. But, go in, do the ULA wheel, but answer the questions truthfully. This is for you. It's not for anybody else to see, but this is for you, so that you can find out in your life, where am I? Like, am I in a loving relationship, or am I in a toxic relationship? Am I in a good relationship with my family, or do I need to, eliminate some family members from my inner circle? Wow. Where am I in my health? Am I in a good place? Am I on, much medication am I on? Can I walk a mile? What is it that you want? I was just telling you guys earlier, I ran a half marathon this morning. And my reason for focusing on my health is because I'm 45 and I have a 19-year-old daughter, and I'm hoping that within the next, 10 years, that I will have grandchildren. And my goal is to be fit and healthy and be able to run around and globe trot around the world with my grandchildren. Like, I've done it with my children, but I want to continue staying healthy and fit so I can do that with my grandchildren as well. I want to be able to support my family for as long as they need to, and have fun with them. And that's my goal. That's what drives me out every morning to run around the park, even though 13 miles. Oh, those last 3 miles, they just took everything out of me. But I did it. I did half a marathon today. Like, yay me.
So, Oscar, what did it look like when you ran 13 miles? Oscar?
Oh, he froze again.
Oh, okay. So, well, I'll tell you what. I really admire the fact that you were able to run.
I get wind running to the bathroom. So, there's...
You are chopping up again, man. Your connection is like really phasing out.
Oh, yeah. I got really bad connection today. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I know. That rainstorm you had yesterday, right, Oscar?
Oh, man. It was brutal. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear
okay.
you. Yeah.
So I was saying that I get winded running to the bathroom, so I can't imagine 13 miles without somebody chasing me. It doesn't.
Even if somebody was chasing me,
I'll let them catch me. I'm not running 13 miles.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, the 1 mile mark would be where it would be like, okay,
I'm done.
Yeah. All right, you got me. I'm
But
good.
if you
Go
if
ahead,
you
Nick.
ran that
You-
mile, I would high five you, Phil. Like I would be so proud of you because you actually did that. And that's what's happened.
It would
Like
be
someone
a low five. He'd be on the ground.
doesn't matter. I would, you know,
Give me a high five. Give me a high five, Mona. Don't
I
don't
will.
don't listen to Oscar, because he's the one
Listen,
that
when we go to lunch,
Well, it's funny because he's the one that you will be chasing.
there you go. There you go. You know
And
what?
he'll be chasing muffins. So
He'll be chasing muffins like he ate all those muffins last week. I'm going to talk about those muffins almost for the rest of I don't know. I may need counseling. I may need a life coach to walk me through that.
well,
Mona,
I'm here for you. I'm
thank
here
you.
for you.
Thank you.
Yes.
You feel my pain. You feel my
I
pain.
do. This is like a proper pain point that we need to take seriously.
We do. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
For real. For real. See, Oscar.
see, this is you need to help. You need to help Phil. You need to help Phil. Obviously, he's got to get over this muffin trauma.
Yeah, it was a muffin trauma, yes. And I spoke to Chef via Melissa about that, and I think it was, I think you needed to share. I think she gave it to you to share with me. Anyway, that's our dysfunctional friendship that you've just gotten involved in. I know all of y'all are watching.
And to think that I was the one that introduced you guys, I feel bad.
I know. Oh my God. I'm getting emotional.
It's all your fault.
Look at what I created.
I see your plan, Mona. You introduced Phil to me and me to Phil. So now Phil can be one of your clients as you try to get him back to normal.
Damn, you saw through it. You saw through it.
So
I see through your plan.
That was the plan all along. I got it now.
Well, I tried to get him on peak performance so that he could keep up with you, but he turned me down on that one.
And that's
what it is. You just
solid truth. That is a
Yep.
solid truth. But this sounds like a really awesome program, Mona. Because I really know that people need one thing I love about being a life coach, and you can talk about that a little bit more too, about what that means. But I believe a life coach is for those turns, as we were talking about before. Like when you hit those unexpected life changes, it's somebody that you can rely on to say, well, here's how you get or gain perspective in this life change. Right.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they help
It's
to kind of like
maybe a
guide you through that.
different point of view, like put things into perspective for you as such.
Right. Exactly. Your volume went down a little bit.
Oh,
But,
sorry.
That's exactly it. We have to really develop a strategy for life. Life doesn't just happen. You don't just end up having a happy life. It just doesn't work that way. You have to really pursue it. I remember watching the movie Pursuit of Happiness. Anybody remember that movie? You remember that movie, right? It was with Will Smith and his son.
Oh yes.
And he met this guy who worked for the stock market, whatever, and he was in a very bad place. Right. Very, yeah. He was homeless. He was like really just trying to figure out what he's going to do with his son, how he's going to pay the bills, and he was an entrepreneur at heart.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to sell dentistry machines or something like that. In the movie,
bone density
scanners. Wow, that's a market for that.
I remember.
There's a market for that, boy. But think about it. It's like, happiness. Let's just define happiness in general. First, it's an emotion, right? That is very temporary. So you have to, when you want to feel at peace with who you are, I think peace is more of an accomplishment than happiness, right? Because when you're at peace, then you're happy, And so it's like you got to find that niche, that thing that you're passionate about doing, that is just like makes life worth living. I mean, I live for relationships. I don't live for anything else, but I mean, I love a good connection. I love a good friendship. I love fellow, talking with people and, kind of engaging and learning from people. That's a big high for me. That's a win
then
for
you
me.
met me.
Yeah, I mean, that I'm working. See, I was actually talking to Mona, Oscar.
You need to start, getting rid of.
That's true. They're the toxic relationships. The toxic relationship. Yeah.
When I get put in the waiting room.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God. I'm getting excited.
It's my timeout room.
See, Mona is on the show and I get totally emotional every time. It's like, Phil, you okay? I am okay.
Oh, now Phil froze.
Oscar, stop hitting me. But it's like when we're on that track for peace, it's like it's very difficult to really navigate to there.
But I think like peace, and I think also like if you have a balanced life, which is what like through ULA we're striving for, that's when you have peace. Because if you are not in balance, if your fitness is off, like if you're overweight and you can't walk up the stairs, and some of the stories through ULA, because basically what these guys have done is that they have a VW bus and they've traveled across America, and this bus now has like 3 layers of stickers where people have come up and they've put their dreams, like if I can do this, that will change the trajectory of my life. And there's goals like I want to lose 40 pounds because now I cannot even sit in a on a ride at an amusement park with my daughter, and I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to, like, my goal, I want to be able to be fit and healthy for my grandchildren. You have people that come over and to these guys, and they're like, here, these are my last cigarettes, I'm done. And they put that sticker on the car, and they're like, I'm going to quit smoking, or I'm gonna cut this toxic person out of my life. And just by doing these, this one thing, this one change, losing 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 40 pounds, cutting that toxic friend out of your life, the one that is constantly dragging you down, like the analogy of the crabs in the bucket, right?
Yes,
Where you
yes.
have the crabs in the bucket, and one crab tries to get up, but you have the other crabs trying to pull that person back in, just cutting that person. And that's, again, personally something that I've had to do. I've had to cut certain toxic people out of my life so that I was able to blossom within my own life. And it goes on, with your finances, paying off that debt, paying off that student loan, developing that, and I'm sure we're going to talk about this next month, but developing that green gap. That green gap is setting up so that you don't have the debt and you don't have to worry about the debt, but you have enough money to support yourself if another pandemic was to come around, or you don't have to worry about getting into debt because your car blew, like the tire blew on your car, like developing that safety net of money as such. And if you can do just that one thing, if you can change that one thing, pay off your debt, how will that change? Well, you will be less stressed. You will be able to, not worry all the time, which means you'll be able to be more happy with your family and your friends, which means you'll feel better when you, like, in general, if you lose those 40 pounds, how will that, change your life? Well, you will feel lighter, you will feel this, you'll feel that. Like, that one thing. What is that one thing that if you change that in your life, it would really change the trajectory of everything, all areas in your life, so that you could achieve that balance, that peace.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah, 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 absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
So,
and
Mona, tell the folks how they be able to reach you per se. And what are some of the ways that they can reach you? What's your like email address, uh, or whatever contact you may have?
Yeah, they can reach me through my email. They can also reach out on both Instagram and Facebook. I have a Facebook page, which is Mona Ostrowski, which is my name. I can actually put my full name in here. Um,
Okay.
one of the things you were talking about, Mona, is the toxic relation with people. I call those type of people energy vampires. I mean, we only have enough energy, you know, from we wake up to when we go to sleep to get through the day. And then you have these people that just come and suck the life out of you, and you have to cut them off.
Wait,
Some of
okay.
them,
you do.
Wait,
yeah.
not to cut you, not to cut you off, but no, but think I would love this because there's that person that is probably in that has that connection, and they're like, so I hear cut them off, but how do I go about doing that? Right? What are some of the ways you can get detach yourself from negative influencers?
Well, you know, from the Bronx, I know some people still that can help you out with that, but we'll talk about that another day. Well, you know, first of all, 90% are going to be on your social media, and those are
Mhm.
easy to cut off. And it's
Yeah.
like, you know, and you don't have to,
Unfriend, delete.
yeah, you don't have to be mean about it. It's like, listen, I'm really, really busy with what I'm doing. I'm not going to be on social media that much. And then you just, cut
I
them off.
I disagree. I think for your own sake, I just think you need to be honest. I just think you need to say, I just need to have a break from our relationship for a minute, you know? And I just think you have to be honest. You have to be honest with yourself first. Because once you recognize this person, who this person is, you also know why. Why are they the toxic person? And then you just have to have that tough conversation. You have to pick up the phone, you have to call, and you have to say, you know what, I appreciate the time we've had together. We've been friends for X amount of years, but I need to have a break. I need to step away. And at the end of the day, you actually don't even owe them an explanation, because it's your life and it's your decision, and you need to be able to take that move to be able to live that fulfilled life for yourself.
Yeah, I'm finding myself being like kinder and gentler. You know, in my earlier days, my line would be, "Listen, lose my number." That was pretty much the way I ended a
Yeah,
toxic relationship. Just lose my number now.
yeah,
I've always had a hard time with I have a hard time with that because I'm a like again I'm a proud optimist. I'm a proud optimist, right? And so I tend to see, I want to see people how I would like to be seen. So I see them and I look for the best. When I was younger, I was worse. It was just like, wow, everyone is good and everyone is kind and oh Lord. Yeah,
you're
and
such a pleaser, right?
I'm 45 now. Yeah, that I've learned my lesson, okay? It's like
I was
no.
the same though. I still am. But what I realized for myself is I am like that, and I choose, and it's a conscious choice for me.
Choice.
It's a
Yes,
conscious
yes.
choice to believe that there is good in everyone, because I have to live in this world. I have to believe that there is good in everyone. I have to. I cannot walk out the door and think that I'm going to be robbed, or I'm going to be this, or I'm going to be pushed down, or I'm going to be yelled at. I cannot do that. I have to leave the door thinking that today is going to be a good day and I am going to meet good people.
Right.
That I have to. So I will go out and I will I will smile, I will open doors, I will hold doors, and I will not be offended if somebody doesn't say thank you, because I'm doing it for me, because I'm a good person. And like you said, that's how you want to see reflected out there. But say, for example, with the people that work for me, I do the same. I treat them the same way, and I'll give them chances. I'll give you 1 chance, I'll give you 2 chances, I'll give you even 5 chances. But once you've used up all the 5 chances, then I'm like, okay, cut. That's it. And then there's no coming back. You had 5 times.
You're nicer than I am.
Back and to redeem yourself. I know, but it's who I am. It's how I'm like, but then once you're gone, you're gone. There's no back door. There's no side window to come back in. You're done, because I've given you all the chances.
Are you an Aries also?
I'm a Pisces, so
okay, so it's pre-Aries. Got it. Yeah, it's the same thing. I give people, the shirt off my back until they cross me once, and then it's like you just lose my number. Yeah, it's that. That's it. You got one. I'll listen. I'll tell you a quick story about. I get home
Oscar
one day.
Capone.
Yes. Wait. I get home one day and my wife says, you have to talk to your daughter. She was like 5, 6 years old. Said, what happened? She hit one of her schoolmates in the head with his little, metal shovel. And I'm like, oh my God, this is not good. And I said, listen, what happened? He says, well, he was bothering me. And I said, did you tell him to stop? Did you use words? And she says, yeah, 1 time. So it's a genetic thing. It's like, you got 1 chance to get this right. After that, it's duct tape and lie and
Oh my God. She gave him 1 warning.
1 warning. I'm like,
don't
that's
use that.
Don't mess with me.
It's
but I'm pretty sure none of the other kids in kindergarten messed with her after that.
Not after that, no.
That's what I'm saying. So 1 time was enough, Phil.
It's like, did you tell him to stop? She's like, 1 time. I'm like, okay.
All right. So that's but it's like, I think about it like this. Some people, it all depends on the situation, right? Like some people come from a background that cultivates certain bad habits, right? And so for them, it's a norm. For you, it's annoying, right? So you're like, yeah, that's not really cool. And they're like, but, in my world, it's okay. Everybody does it.
So stay in your world.
I think for me, one of the things that have helped me and my children as well to be, I guess, in a way, more open-minded. But I don't mean that disrespectfully towards anyone. But we have moved around. We've lived in 6 different countries. My children are born in 3 different countries. And we've lived with different cultures. Like they grew up in Spain, they've lived in the Italian culture, they've lived in the Danish culture, they grew up with me as a Norwegian mom and the Norwegian culture. My husband is Polish, but he grew up in Australia, so they have that mix of the Polish Australian culture, which is way different from the Norwegian culture. And now we're here in America. So for me, especially when it comes to like work, working with kids, I call them kids. They're like from 16 to 25, but in all these different countries, in Denmark, in Italy, and here in the US, yes, there's similarities, but at the same time, there are different cultures. So in Denmark, you might be able to do this, but you wouldn't be able to do that in Italy. Whereas in Italy, you'd do this, and that would be completely normal, but come to the US, especially to Brooklyn, and then especially to Coney Island in Brooklyn, it was completely different again. Like if I would say a word, it would, people would, I'm like, wait, what did I say? So I think that has helped me kind of just accept, observe. You become a good observer. You listen to people, and you actually listen when people talk, and you observe, and then you go, okay, so this is how it works here. And then you kind of adapt to that. But I think it's important to have that ability to adapt as well, when you come to new places. You're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry, I'm muted.
I'm not very good at reading lips.
Why are you calling me names?
Sign
Why are you all
language
calling
better.
me names? I'm not. My name is not muted. My name is Phil.
I'm gonna get a
Oh, hey,
T-shirt
Phil.
that says "You're muted." Just point to it when.
Y'all calling me muted. Why you think I'm muted?
Yo, muty.
Y'all think I'm muted? Yeah. Yeah, but I think that's a great subject. It's a great subject to talk about because we all meet people like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We all meet, but I mean, is it fair to say that sometimes we're in an off mood, and maybe somebody might interpret us in that way? Like, you ever kind of like have that day where you're just like not in the mood for too much, right?
Never.
I mean, really.
I'm kind of just blocking him now because that's
I know, right? It's like
liar.
should I put him back in the waiting room?
Yeah.
Back in the waiting room, But you kind of have those off days, and I mean, primarily, everybody's different. I get quiet. I try to you just get into that space of, all right, I'm going to deal with this internally. Mm-hmm. And then when I'm done with it, then I'll come back and be myself. Right.
People walk away from me. They're like, okay, yeah, we're not going to talk to Mona today. They say that I have resting, and I can't say that word on live, but it starts with a B face. So I have a resting B face. And so people stay away, and I'm like, why is everybody walking away from me? It doesn't matter. I don't mind. I'm not in the mood anyway, but they already know.
It's like you have that serious face, like, and it's like, okay.
And then they step up and they're like, are you okay? Yes.
People hear that. People hear that Amber Alert going off in their head. Bam, bam, bam.
Of course, I'm okay. Why are you asking if I'm okay? I'm okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. You seem okay to me. Why is everybody asking me if I'm okay? Don't I look okay to you?
No.
Of course, I'm okay.
Yeah, but I think that goes to I love reading quotes, and there's a lot of quotes on Instagram and Facebook, and it goes to you have to walk a mile in somebody's shoes before you can really understand what's going on. Yeah, so if somebody has that off day, it's just showing compassion, I guess, and just allowing them to be in that moment, and accepting them, loving them, regardless. That's what I try to practice. And I also, which is a little bit harder, but I also try to practice that towards myself, to have compassion with myself when I have my off days, and to allow myself to kind of, sit in it for a minute, but okay, now what? Sitting in it in a minute is okay, acknowledging it, but how can we move on from here?
I think that's what Ulla does. It lets you talk to yourself, because you are your worst critic. So you can be nasty to other people and they see it right away, but when you're nasty to yourself, like, I can't do that, I'm not good enough at this, all of that is what you're projecting on yourself, and you don't see it. That's the problem.
Absolutely. So and then what you have on top of that is you have that coach that knows exactly what your dream is. You have that accountability partner to kind of gently push you and serve what you want, so that you can reach that life where you're like, oh wait, you know what, I am at peace now, I am in balance. And so that's beautiful.
You teach people to get out of their own way.
And it's amazing what you can accomplish when you're in that space. Your creativity starts to work. I mean, I am, Frank was talking about the power of creativity the other day. And it is just so amazing how that is underestimated. You know, it's, you know, whatever situation we're in, our creativity has our ability to can kind of see our way out of it, you know, getting kind of that revelation, that clear thought, you know, I call it that God moment where your mind opens up and you kind of see things clearly and go, wow, I didn't see that before. That's because your mind and your spirit, your heart is at a place to receive that. You know, when you're cumbered with like anxiety and anger and frustration, I don't know about anybody else, but my mind just gets clouded. I can't see my nose. You know, I can't see my hand in front of my face. If I'm upset, if I'm like nervous, if I'm stressed, all logic goes out the window, you know. And
I also feel like we've been programmed from a very young age to externalize our problems, you know, not try and solve them inside. You know, when you're younger, there's a parent that helps you solve things. Then you go to school and then there's a teacher that helps you solve things. And then you grow up and then it's an employer, or it's the government, or it's the police, or it's like everything is always externalized. Whereas what we really, really want to do to get that peace is we want to go inside and we want to go like, how come I didn't take those steps to pay off my debt? How come I didn't take those steps to lose that weight? How come I didn't? Because you have all the power. You are in power of your life. That's what this is all about. Your life is yours. And you need to live it the way you want to live it. And you have the power to do that. I cannot give the power, like, say, for example, my goal was to lose 20 pounds. I can't say to Phil, oh yeah, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. Like, he's not going to lose it for me. He's not going to run out. He's not going to go out there and walk that mile. He's not going to change, you know, what I put in my fridge. And he's not going to, like, I have to do that. I am the one that have to go out and walk that mile. I am the one that have to really take a good look at what is inside my fridge and what is inside my pantry. I am the person, and I have the power to do that. And as a life coach, all I do is that I am there to remind you, like the little angel and devil on your shoulder, you know, from the cartoon, like that's who I am. I am there to tell you, well, you shouldn't eat that burger today because you're actually on a good roll to lose those pounds. Oh, wow, good job for walking that mile today. Like, that's who I am. I am not, you don't give your power to me. I am there to help you regain your power.
Right.
To get to where you want to be.
Man, this is awesome information. Everyone, you can see Mona's phone number and email is on the banner right in front, so you can see her information. You can reach out to her at any time. We appreciate all of you who are watching, even while we're live, after we're live.